took a neglected 50-year-old Swedish boat and brought it back to life. For just 500 euros, we got our hands on this project, and in this video, we'll take you through the entire journey, from teardown to transformation, and finally, to launch. It was a long and challenging process, but the end result was worth every hour of work. Let's get started. Symmetry, walls, and various other wooden fixtures. While some of it was still in decent shape, water had seeped into the cabin over the years, causing nearly all the teak near the base to rot. Unfortunately, salvaging wasn't an option, so we made the decision to remove it all and start fresh. The teardown process was extensive. We carefully dismantled each section, ensuring we didn't damage the underlying fiberglass. As the teak came out, we got our first real look at the boat's core structure. Then, we started carefully removing the old hull liner in the walls and ceiling. Decades of glue had hardened into a stubborn crust, making the removal process slow and tedious. Each section had to be carefully peeled away, exposing the raw fiberglass underneath. As we worked, we took a closer look at the fiberglass structure. Given the boat's age, we expected to find major issues, but to our surprise, the core was in remarkably good shape. A solid foundation meant we could move forward with confidence, knowing we weren't dealing with any major structural problems. With everything stripped out, we were left with a completely bare shell, a blank canvas full of potential. old fixtures, unnecessary hardware, and various add-ons from past owners. Every cleat, railing, and attachment had to be carefully removed before we could assess what needed to be replaced or restored. Once stripped down, the reality of the boat's condition became even clearer. The once white fiberglass was covered in years of dirt, grime, and algae. It was clear that a deep clean was desperately needed, but before that, we had another critical job: prepping the interior for painting. Interior. This was essential to remove all traces of old glue, ensuring a smooth surface for paint and new materials. The process was messy. Fine dust covered everything, and wearing masks was a must. It took several long days of sanding before we were satisfied with the results. Once prepped, we moved on to painting. For the interior, we chose a one-component alkyd-based paint. This type of paint is durable, easy to apply, and perfect for marine environments. The first coat transformed the space instantly. What was once a dull, bare shell now had a fresh, clean appearance. We applied multiple coats, ensuring even coverage and a strong, protective layer. While of neglect had left the boat covered in thick layers of algae and dirt, requiring an aggressive cleaning approach. We started with a high-pressure washer to remove the loose grime, followed by a specialized boat cleaner to break down the tougher stains.
flush my juice down in the club. I always keep that shit on top. My piece flush like a disco ball. I dance like I don't give a fuck. I flush my juice down in the club.
After the initial cleaning, the boat looked much better, but it still wasn't enough. To restore the original shine, we needed to polish the gel coat. This was a multi-step process involving a 3-stage compound from Magyar's. We started with a heavy-duty rubbing compound to remove oxidation, followed by a finer polish to bring out the shine. The results were incredible. Beneath the grime was a beautiful, well-preserved hull.
Down in the club. I always keep that shit on top. My piece flush like a disco ball. I dance like I don't give a fuck. I flush my drinks down in the club. If it's me that you need, I always keep that shit on top. You know I don't pick up the call. My piece flush like a disco ball, and I've been scrolling for weeks. I dance like I don't give a fuck. In the sky fall. Hey, won't you come by my side?
With a fresher vision in mind, inspired by other modernized boats, and worked to recreate that style with custom woodwork. Using plywood, we carefully measured, cut, and shaped each piece to fit perfectly inside the cabin. Before installing the wood panels, we laid down new hull liner. This fabric lining, backed with foam, not only improved insulation, but also concealed imperfections in the fiberglass. Applying it required patience and precision. Using a mix of contact glue and wet room adhesive, we carefully stretched and secured each piece, making sure there were no wrinkles or air bubbles. The transformation was dramatic. The once cold and bare cabin now felt warm and inviting. Once the hull liner was in place, we finally began installing the interior. This required a lot of trial and error to get everything to fit just right. But when it did, the results were perfect. Every piece was carefully positioned, adjusted, and secured, ensuring a seamless integration into the cabin. Seeing the interior take shape was one of the most rewarding parts of the project, bringing us one step closer to a fully functional boat. Next, boat. So we took our time to ensure everything was installed correctly. The plan included wiring for navigation lights, LED strips for ambient lighting, and a new chart plotter for navigation. We ran all the cables through designated channels, securing them neatly to avoid any future issues. Everything was connected to a brand new switch panel with integrated fuses, providing easy control over the entire electrical system. Once the wiring was complete, we installed the ceiling panels, seamlessly hiding all cables and giving the interior a polished finish. With the interior coating prevents marine growth on the hull, keeping the boat in top condition while in the water. We carefully masked off the areas to ensure a clean, professional finish, then rolled on multiple coats for maximum protection. After weeks of hard work, the big day finally arrived. The crane truck pulled up, ready to lift the boat and place it in the water. Seeing it suspended in the air, completely transformed from the wreck we had started with, was an incredibly rewarding moment. And there you have it, the full transformation of our 50-year-old boat, from a neglected hull to a fully restored beauty, ready to set sail. If you enjoyed this journey and want to see every step in detail, check out the full restoration series on our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to see more builds like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next adventure.